Hey everyone, welcome to Gentle PSD. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Today in this exciting tutorial we will be learning about the best export settings for YouTube and in general. This tutorial will have good insights and a lot of information about exporting in videos in general, so be sure to check it. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and bell icon for more amazing tutorials like this. Without any further ado, let's begin. Here we have our tutorial video. First, let me teach you some facts about video rendering and what you can do and can't do. Exporting a video means it should consist of the same quality of the video from RAW to the output version. It doesn't change a bad quality video into a good quality just because we can export it in higher settings. It won't work like that. A frame rate of a video will play as a major role with the time scale of the video. Bitrate of a video should be balanced based on the frame rate of the video, otherwise the exported output will have a huge file size and mediocre video quality. Exporting is nothing other than preserving the quality of the video from before to after. Now let's learn what is the best setting for exporting in general and exporting for YouTube. Here we have our tutorial video. To export a video, first select what file you want to export, especially when you have this separated files like this. We will mark the in and out in our sequence to let Premiere Pro know which file it should export. Place the indicator at the beginning and press N on your keyboard to mark it as start point. As you see, all our video got covered to render, but we will export this first batch. I will place our indicator here. Now press O on your keyboard to mark the output. As you see, we now marked the in and out. If we export it now, our Premiere Pro will only export what is inside the marked portion. You can drag this in and out to wherever you like. Now once you set on the in and out, go to File and click Export. Select Media, or you can press Ctrl M on your keyboard to bring the export panel. In this export panel you can see the video that's going to be exported. In the source range, make sure that the sequence in out is selected. If you select the entire sequence, then all the video files in the sequence will also be exported regardless of the selected domain. Now in the settings, select the H.264 format, which is highly used and also suited for the minimum file size for the exporting video. You can choose H.264 Blu-ray and other format, if the file size don't bother you. In the preset I always use the match source high bitrate. This will help me render the video file without losing any details in it. You can use the YouTube 1080 pixels preset if you don't care about losing some of the detail in your video. Change the output name and which folder you want your video to be exported by clicking on this output name. I will name it as tutorial. Click OK. You can export video and audio separately by clicking on this checkbox. Make sure that both video and audio is selected. Our video format is in 23.9 frame rate and 10 bitrate. Please use the match source settings for the most part, but when you want a 1080 pixels video to export as a 720 pixels, you can change it by unclicking on this checkbox. Type in the resolution you want. I will leave it as it is. Make sure the chain icon is selected. This will keep our aspect ratio as per the ratio guidelines. Our frame rate is in 23.9. I will change it to 30 frames. Use the raw footage frame rate on most times. Since I want my video to be little faster in terms of frames, I will use the 30 FPS. Now go to bitrate settings. Here we have selected the VBR1 pass. We have three types of bitrate: CBR, VBR1 pass and VBR2 pass. CBR means constant bitrate. VBR means variable bitrate. Constant bitrate maintains the designated rate, which we set throughout the entire video regardless of losing quality of the video. Variable bitrate changes between the minimum and maximum bitrate that we set, which is constantly changes from one frame to another. Variable bitrate is the best option to preserve the details of your video. To explain it simply, if a video have a lot of action and movement in it and you set it in constant bitrate, that video will tend to lose some detail here and there, which won't look pretty on big screens. On the other hand, variable bitrate changes constantly based on the amount of action present in the video. This will help keep the detail in our video, while not exceeding the output file size. There are two variable bitrates, which is 1 pass and 2 pass. 1 pass is the most suited for video exporting, while having a decent file size. If you want to have the best detail in your video, without worrying about the file size, you can always go to 2 pass VBR. As you see, we have the VBR target bitrate and maximum bitrate. Before we correct our bitrate, let's take a look at what bitrate per frame rate that YouTube recommends. Here we can see the settings that YouTube recommends. Video format is MP4 and audio codec is AAC. And video codec is H264, which we are using it already. In the frame rate you can see the recommended frame per second, which is pretty much normal. Now let's come to the bitrate. Here you can see the bitrate that YouTube recommends as per the frame rate. For 4K video up to 30 frames, the bitrate should be from 35 to 45. And to 1080 pixels it shows us that 8 megabits per second and so on. We are using the 1080 pixels resolution and YouTube recommends 8 megabytes per second. But what YouTube recommends are to play safe without worrying about the video quality and its detail. Because of that we will multiply the bitrate by 2. Since it recommends 8 megabytes per second for videos under 30 frames, we will use the 16 megabytes per second. Now go to Premiere Pro. In the VBR1 pass change the target bitrate to 16. In the maximum we will add another 8 to the target bit and change it to 34 bitrate. We will leave rest of the settings as default. Go to audio. Our audio format is in AAC, which we wanted. We don't need to change the sample rate and channels. We will leave the bitrate to 320, which is the highest. That's all we can change in audio. In the effects panel we can use any kind of lumetri or custom color preset to render our video with it. We don't need this now. You can use this preset when you want all your vlogging video to be in a certain lit preset. And here we will leave it as it is. Make sure the time interpolation is in frame sampling. And that's it. Click on the export button to export our video. We now know how to export our video in the best settings possible. Use this settings and you will get an amazing video quality at the same time maintaining a decent file size. We are finally at the end of our tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can always download all my project files on Patreon, link is in the description. I will keep posting more amazing tutorials like this, please look forward to it. If you have any doubt feel free to comment in the comment section. I will reply to it as soon as I can. Hit the subscribe button for more amazing tutorials like this. Hit the like button if you like this video. Until our next tutorial, stay happy. Thank you.